What's up, everybody? Steven here, the Horror Freak 85, here to do another Wild Eye review. This time it's called High Fear, which is another anthology movie. Some of the directors in it is Brad Sykes, Tim Ritter, and Todd Sheets. I'll go a little bit into it. I don't really want to spoil it. It is sort of newer. Plus, I don't want to say too much about anthologies because there are 4 stories, so they're kind of short. The runtime is about 1 hour and 55 minutes, though. And this time, it follows a woman who, she's either like a comic book artist or an illustrator, and her agent calls her up saying that someone wants her to do 4 horror stories by the end of the day, which is kind of, like impossible, or kind of like, wow, really, I got to do this? But she believes she can pull it off, and she wants her name, no pseudonym, her actual name and credit for doing this. And so she agrees to do it. And we see her drawing the stories, and as she draws them, we watch them. The first story is about a group of guys who, one of them in the group is still a virgin. One's about to get married, so he's not really partaking in what he's going to be doing, but, they're taking him, I guess you could say, kind of like a whorehouse. Kind of reminds me of like Bordello of Blood a little bit, this segment. And I believe Todd Sheets did this one because Dylan Fawn Harvey is in it. She's the head mistress who runs the place and the girls that we see there. So, of course, they show up thinking they're going to have a good time. Of course not. The girls there aren't what they seem, and neither is one of the supposed customers, which we find out later on. It's got a whole bunch of gore. They're like eating people, the creatures. You'll see what happens. But I mean, it's Todd Sheets. You expect a lot of gore, intestines getting ripped out, like ooze through the creatures, weird stomach. You have to see it. It's definitely a good one. These are, of course, shot on video, but I mean, they're great stories, well done. The acting was good in it. Like, I don't really have any complaints about, any of the stories. They were all pretty good. I might have favored this one out of all of them, I think. But they were all good. So I'll leave it at that there. There's a little twist at the end of that one. Then the next one is about a cheating spouse because her husband's abusive and doesn't give her any love and affection. And they both have plans to kind of get rid of each other, not knowing what's going on. She's cheating on him with this police officer who helps. He thinks he kills her, but she set it up in a way that you'll see. But the police officer pretends to team up with him, and they take the body out somewhere in these woods, and then it's kind of like a wrong turn type of deal. There's a like mutated family out there that kill people, and they don't like people coming on their land. They got like weird, a couple of them wear a mask, and then they got like bubbles on their face, like boils, just weird mutated people who, of course, murder people who come on their land. So it's kind of a twist where this couple want the inheritance. They're trying to kill each other, but then they end up having to try to survive these killers out in the wilderness. That's the second story. Third one is about a homeless girl and a group of homeless people. And the homeless people are getting murdered, and of course no one cares because society looks down on them. And there is this one crazy guy that's living out on the streets, who's like shouting, "Let me protect you," but he's being forceful about it. So it's kind of suspicious, like he could be the killer. There's some supernatural force involved as well. You'll just have to see what happens. I can't really get much more into that, but it's got a supernatural twist to that one. The third story, oh no, that is the third story, I'm sorry, because we had the cheating couple and the homeless one. The last story, we got Julianne Prescott stars in it, who again, has been on my show, and we've talked to her, so you can check those out. But in this one, there is I think he's a cameraman. I forget, he works in the film industry. His name's Taylor, and he brings his girlfriend. They're supposed to go out to this cabin and do a movie shoot. But of course, things don't turn out. While they're there, they're the first ones to arrive. So they go out and he takes some pictures of her, and she sees like this weird orb, like floating light or alien light, or you don't know what it is. It's just some light floating, and she sees it, but of course he doesn't see it. She's kind of confused by it. I think she like tries to tell him, but there's nothing there, so kind of brush it off. They come back to the cabin, and that's where Julie's character is. She's another member of the group, the makeup artist that is going to work on it. And lo and behold, she used to like date Taylor. So later on, there's some tension between that. But some weird shit starts going on. The temperature starts rising, getting really hot. They can't leave. Something weird's going on. No one else has shown up, and they're just trying to survive. They think they should leave, but they're kind of trapped there. And there's this whole thing going on that obviously, I guess, is connected to that light, which you sort of find out what's going on. Some other interesting stuff goes on with them being affected by the heat, which I won't ruin because, again, it's new. It is on Tubi. I do recommend, getting the physical copy of the DVD. And then there's like the wraparound story with the artist herself, who after the agent was getting calls of what's her fear. And so then there's another part that ties into the stories, which has a cool wraparound, which these type of anthologies do. Definitely one I recommend you check out. I mean, all the effects were good in this, all practical, which I like. Of course, the last one, with the light, there was, a little FX, special effects, but, so yeah, check it out. If you like anthologies, this is probably one of the top of the list for independent horror anthologies. I'll leave a link down below. You can check out the trailer. Of course, a link to Wild Eye Releasing. Awesome company. Check them out. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. If you've seen this movie, leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. And see you next time.